you get cancer, you can survive. Some say you don't. We are yet to know which one is the real answer. Can I survive cancer or I cannot? On today's show, I have a guest. I don't know if she's a survivor, but she will tell us more. My name is Susan Awor. Welcome to the life I live. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am very fine.
You're fine, eh? Yes. What are our names?
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Destiny Lydia Nansamba. I am a student at Islamic University in Uganda, Females Campus. I am pursuing a bachelor's degree in mass communication. And I am also the founder of Sparkles Foundation Limited, a charity organization that helps children with cancer and sickle cells.
Okay, that's so great. So someone out there, today we have someone who is a founder of a cancer foundation. Now this came when you got cancer, or it was there before?
No, it actually happened when I got cancer, because when you get a problem or when you go through a certain situation, you know what other people go through, so you wouldn't want them to really feel alone and the pain. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Destiny, who is a child before the cancer issue came up. Who was that Destiny? Who was a child?
Who was a child? Well, she was some jolly baby, but also sickly, but not the cancer bit of it. She was just sickly. She had ulcers, then she got adhesions, because adhesions are like tissues in the intestines that attach each other and cause wounds. So they cause an obstruction that needs operation every time it gets worse. So Destiny was that kind of person who is ever in hospital, but when people see her out there, they'll be like, you're a fighter, because I didn't want to show people I am so down.
Okay, let's look at the schools. Which schools did Destiny go to? Who are Destiny's parents? Does she have siblings? Someone out there would want to know.
Okay, my mother is called Mrs. Muhozi Laura Nakuburagai. Then my late father was called Nansamba Daniel Sembuya Emmanuel. Yes, I am the firstborn. I have a sister and a brother. I've been to many schools. For nursery, primary, I was at Kampala Junior Academy. Then I went to Mother Marjorie. Then I joined, high school. O-level, I went to different schools. I was at Mount of Olives, then at Nigeria High. Then for A-level, I was at Lakeside till I left.
What happened? Why were you moving from here to here to here to
Because
here?
of my health.
Your health issue.
Sometimes my mom wouldn't want me to be in fast schools, because most of the time she would be called, Destiny is not doing fine, Destiny is sick. So it would really disturb her. And then she had to put me in Nigeria Progressive because I had got too sick and I needed to be around home where she can monitor me, taking my medicine, eating the right food, am I drinking, those kind of things.
So you're always at hospital one day and off.
Mm.
Okay, let's look at the hospital life, because you have two experiences. You have the cancer one that will come up later. Let's look at the ulcers. You said later you had ulcers at the small stage of 1-2 years, not so?
Not really at 1-2 years, like at around 8-9 there. When I started growing, I got complications that my stomach would always swell and hurt. At first they told me it was ulcers, but with time we got to realize my intestines are not that strong anymore, and they kept on causing obstructions.
So they got strong now?
Not really. They're still sick a bit, but me, I'm a fighter.
So you still get that treatment of the other old time?
Because that pain is really sharp, and I won't lie that it can go. It can go, yes, when God has done his magic, it will go. But for now, most of the times, if it is severe, they have to cut me open, because they have to scrap it all off the intestines, clean the wounds, and then put me back together. Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at when did Destiny recover that she has cancer?
Okay, that time. I remember it was around after my birthday, that month of my birthday. I got too sick, but I didn't really pay attention. Me, when I fall sick, I don't really pay attention. I'm like, it's the normal sickness. It will go. So what I do, I wait for when I am totally down. Then I'm like, oh, I need to go to hospital. So the first time I started getting very severe pains and blood in my stool. So I was like, maybe it's piles, maybe it's something, just the intestine issues. I didn't really pay attention to it. Then at some point, we were like, let's go to hospital. It's actually my big cousin was like, let's go to hospital. So they took me, and the doctor, like every time I was explaining, he looked at me and he was like, do you know we have to do cancer tests? I'm like, the family I'm tell you in a cancer.
This can't be cancer.
This can't be cancer. Because it's like telling you have AIDS and you're like, huh? So when we started doing the tests, they told me I was at stage 1, but that's stage 1 that's almost going to stage 2. So I didn't take it serious. It's like, after all, it's stage 1, but I don't think I have cancer. But then after like 2-3 weeks, something immense happened. Like I started losing weight in a way that I don't understand. And then I started vomiting non-stop. And then the pain was too much. The blood in the stool was just adding. So we had to go back. And that's when they tell me it's at stage 2. And if you're not careful, it will go to stage 3. Stop being big-headed and listen to us. So that's when I decided, okay, maybe I'll do it. But even when they told me that, I tried killing myself. And that is when I had to have the operation I got last year. Because I had I had put a lot of toxics in the intestines and it was burning the wounds inside. So it was too much pain, having the pain already and all that. So I had to have that operation, and then that's when I had to start chemo immediately after.
So immediately you notified you had cancer, you went for the operation, and the cells were burnt.
No, the operation actually happened mostly because I had tried killing myself. I had taken overdose of some very many tablets and some other toxic things.
So wait, let me understand this. You wanted to kill yourself, like you wanted to go off?
Yeah, because looking at the life I've lived, I've always felt like I'm a burden to my family because I am always in and out of hospital. Yes, my mom never complains. She's always like, let's believe in God, let's pray, let's have faith, but you also need to look after yourself, change your diet. But at some point, I also want to be like normal people, the normal girls out there. The girls out there who don't have any sickness, they live a life. And I'm like, I want to be like that person. I want to do what they do, but I can't do it because I remember, I might end up in the hospital again. So I decided, why not die? Because now cancer is a disease that's more expensive to look after. And being that it's insurance at times covers, at times it doesn't. It may tell you I'm covering half, and you have to cover the other half, so which is very expensive. So I decided to try ending my life and maybe let my mom be free. She has my other siblings who are not sickly, and she can look after them. But then still,
You didn't die.
I didn't die.
Who rushed you to hospital immediately?
It was my stepfather and my mom.
How did they know you were ending your life?
Because when my stepfather walked into the room, I was with my siblings, but they were shouting,
Like
crying.
You flapped off? You fainted?
No, I was just crying of pain. No. You know when you take an overdose, eddagala litandika okukola mangu mangu. Because it's too much and dikunyola in a way that you feel the pain so much. So when it was happening, my young brother came in with my young sister and they found these packs of medicine down there. They're down there. I'm just crying in pain. So my stepfather comes in and is like, what has she done? That's all he stops at. And then he calls my mom, Yangwa tumutwale bichi. So they rush me and I'm like, now these people.
Did you regret taking them at some point?
Yeah, at some point I regret because it put them on pressure.
And it caused you an operation because you weren't going for the operation.
Yeah, I've had operations before and I was like, I'm not going back for another because I know the pain. Like when you're having the medicine on you, you don't feel the pain.
But
after when you wake up, that hour after the operation, when you wake up, that pain is too much. And then also, just being in hospital nags me like every time, and they're like, oh, come here, whoa, what is wrong this time? Because those people knew me, Lifelink, Tinder, Lifelink, Nigeria, then IHK, they know, they're like, So whenever I see that, whenever I hear that, it just...
But I don't think killing yourself was the best solution.
Yeah, it
because
wasn't, but...
you can take your drugs and have another 20 years than ending it in 1 minute.
Yeah, but you know, for cancer, you know, all of us have something, like, we have our own our own understandings on different diseases. Not like
True.
cancer. At some point, I said I'd rather have AIDS than have
having
cancer. Because AIDS, you'd be on treatment,
And
you
someone out
swallow,
there says, I better have cancer than having AIDS.
you swallow your medicine for AIDS, you look very hot and nice. But for cancer, when you start chemo, oh,
Okay, let's look at the treatment side of it, of the chemo and of the cancer, because before you've been in treatment, let's look at the cancer treatment. How was the experience on treatment?
it's tough.
Tough.
The first days, I'd get too weak, and then the burning inside. You know, the way they want to burn the cells. So the reaction. At first, I was like, no, tukomao kanfe obanfa nchikuye, because I had started looking like an AIDS victim. I lost my hair.
But at some point you wanted to be an AIDS what?
But AIDS, you don't. That is when you're not taking your medicine. But if you have AIDS, you take your medicine, you understand that you know better kudagala to look nice. But for cancer, whether you eat, whether you do what, once you start chemo, you are going to look very bad.
So how long were you there in the chemo?
I remember the first times I was there like for a month, 2. Then I missed a week. Then I had to go back till December. From like July.
I thought, this is my thinking, when you start chemo, you don't get out of the institute. You have to be there permanently.
No.
Until you get fine. So
now me, I'm old enough. I can sign a consent. I can decide to be there.
Or not to be there.
Or to go every day. Because, let me tell you, I was not ready to be there and look at different people
dying. And
and me,
like,
I am there and I'm like, I am going to stay alive. I was not ready. But then also that woke my mind. When I started feeling that I'm getting better, that's when I decided to do what I am doing right now. Because when you get that small hope...
So that happened after treatment or while in treatment?
While in treatment.
While on treatment.
When I got the idea while in treatment, but at first I was like, why not help albinos with cancer? Because those ones suffer more. But then in the end I said, no, I'm going to help children with cancer and sickle cells. Sickle cells was because I'd seen very many children with it and how it treats them and their parents is not good. And then cancer because I had walked that lane. Even up to now, I go to hospital and I'm like, God, don't take me back there. Don't bring that phase that normally comes back for other people. What were the
side effects on you? Did you lose your hair?
Yeah,
Did you lose
like I mentioned, there's a time on my WhatsApp last week, I shared my journey. I shared all my pictures with no hair, with the cannulas, with the treatment. And people were like, okay, so your fault. I lost weight. These bones here came out. Like, you know the way you become thin,
like
and
smaller, not even thin, but swindle.
Yeah. And then I became too pale. I didn't have hair because definitely I had to keep on going and they
remove them off.
Yeah, because you know when you're going through chemo, that you don't have to have anything obstructing the procedure.
First, according to my thinking, what someone out there would want to know. Does chemo has to deal with taking drugs or burning?
It depends. There are scans, there are x-rays, there are injections, like the injection drips. It depends on what stage you are on.
So according to you, you're in stage 2.
Stage 2. But that stage 2 had also become a problem for me because I had become reluctant. Yeah, but then at least I am here. So
now someone out there would want to know, if I went for cancer screening today, do I need to go after a while and I get myself to know that I don't have cancer at that stage? Let's say Is it necessary that people are supposed to go for cancer screening
Yes.
like we go for HIV?
It's very important.
To go for cancer screening.
It's important to go for cancer screening, because if you don't go now and you go when it's badly off, like when it's at a later stage, 90%, like 0.5% you'll make it out.
Is cancer screening free or?
Sometime, okay, me, I didn't go for free, but I believe it is free. There are some hospitals that have time to do cancer screening for free. Now, like for the women, we have breast cancer, like the breast cancer screening, cervix cancer screening. Most times they do it for free, but it depends which hospital. So you have
which
to
cancer
Google.
Did you have?
I had colon cancer.
Which one is colon?
Colon cancer, it affects the intestines, the large intestines.
Do you think it came as a result of the other sickness you had before?
I think it came out because of that. Because maybe the wounds became cancerous, they got tumors, I don't know. But at some point, I believe yes, because of the adhesions I always got, I got that cancer. But if it was not that, then I'd have some other cancer. But it had to be that one, I guess.
So in your family, you don't have, even in the great
Okay, my family, they are. There are those ones who have died of breast cancer, leukemia. But me, I didn't expect it in me. I was like, God has seen afford other diseases. Why would he add this one?
Another cancer on top of another. Let's look at your... Did this affect your school?
No, because it was last year. It was in
It was during COVID.
So it didn't really, but it started affecting when we had the online studies. Because by then, I didn't really want to be on phone, to be honest. Because people would ask, why are you silent? Why don't you take pics anymore?
What happened?
And that's something I don't want. I didn't want people to say, we want to see you, we want to visit you, that kind of thing. And I have to start looking for lies. Ndi gulu, ndi somewhere. So I had
Just
to make
cover
sure.
up. Someone shouldn't
Because
follow up.
the first time people saw me with it, the stigma I got from them, I lost very many friends because of it. And I didn't want to go through that step again. So I decided, webanaja, webanankubira ngamba, sina simu, what. Then I had to tell lies. Because I didn't want people to look for me. The few who knew, they knew.
And they were looking for you.
But they supported me. There are those who supported me. There are those who stood by my side. They gave me the strength. They reminded me that I can be a fighter. So that's one thing that kept me going. I decided, let me study, but let me also start up something for the cancer children specifically. Because if me at my age of 21 by then, I was going through that and I would cry. Now what of a child of 3 years, 7, crying so much because the pain is too much? So I said, Neda, let me start up something that will support them. And Mpola, I know with time I'll make it. With time I will change the lives that I want to change. I'm starting Mpola, and I believe with time I'd have changed very many.
The start is not easy, but when you get there,
you make it. That's what I'm on right now.
Let's pray for that. I'm going out for a break, and I still have Destiny, who is going to take us through life after and life before.
Like the sea meets every shore, not an if, but it's a when. From beginning to the end, I am fire in the rain. I've been through it all before.
Not everyone is a fighter, but she is a fighter. Making it from the childhood, not leaving hospital is not easy. If it was me, I don't know how I would look today, or someone out there. I still have the great Destiny, who is a fighter. She's humble, by the way. Because after fighting all that, she would have stepped on me, but she hasn't stepped on me. Welcome back. You're still on the life I live. We are looking at life before and life after. Let's look at an experience whereby you never had cancer. How was life then? Then we shall look at life after cancer.
Life before cancer, I was stubborn, chaotic. Because when I'm not sick, I had made up my mind, like from childhood, I'd said, I have to enjoy to the fullest. If it means partying with friends, I have to. If it means being one of the crazy people,
I have to do that.
I have to do that.
Mm.
Naye era nali mbyogera, but not every time that I'll do it. Kubanga nali mutiitiizi. But at least I know one thing as stubborn and jolly. That if I'm alive and I'm not very sick, I'd call my friends. Tuliwa. Njagala
Tugende ku
pizza.
pizza.
Njagala ice cream. Kyokka be bangaana okulya. Naye nga byo bye njagala. And that's the only, I think that's one thing the doctors keep on complaining about. I don't eat what I'm supposed to eat. When I'm very fine, I want this. I need to at least fit in the society. Sina kubanga.
Kataala.
Naye, life before cancer. I was, yes, as friendly, as thoughtful of people, but not to the level I am right now. Not to that level. Because life taught me very many things. Things that at times I sit down and remember and I'm like, Mukama. Kino
Gyonvudde mmanyiyo.
Kino kyolese kyakunsomesa bingi. There are times I cry, but there are times I've decided that it's better to be strong and just be the living testimony I am. Because it's been hard. It's been really hard.
So that is life before. Then
Before.
life after.
Life after. I saw the use in doing charity. I saw the use in loving with no regret. Loving the people you don't know. Caring for them, helping them out.
Feeling the pain.
I saw the use of being empathetic. I saw the use of being something different from what I thought. That life before I thought would make me gain very many friends or gain popularity or fit in a certain clique. But the life after, I realized, no, I don't need to struggle. Just giving in the love I have to give in will make me be the person I want to be in the lives of different people. Right now, I can speak about it. Right now, those who know what I've been through, they talk to other people and they tell them, "Oyo mwana ayisa mu bingi naye lengera gy'ali. You too can make it." The times I sit down and I'm like, no, my friend is going through this. Let me strengthen them. My friend has lost this person because of cancer. My friend has lost this person because of this pain. Why not give them the strength? Why not remind them that they can make it? They can be a fighter. So that's the life I have got to live right now after. Because yes, I still get sick, but I decided to be different from the person I was before.
Okay, let's look at challenges. Now, when it comes to challenges for person with cancer, people take it in different ways. Personally, like earlier you said, if I had HIV, it would be better because I would look so good, pretty, I would take my drugs in time. Then someone out there would say, if I had cancer, this would happen. We all know people take it in different ways when it comes to sickness. Then the same sickness, when it comes to sickness, we lose people, you know that. When you had if you had a boyfriend would be like, ate owa cancer mutwala wa. Owa sirimu mukozesa ki, okitegeera. Like friends close to you will just leave. Out of 10, I'm pretty sure you would even stay with 1 or 2 would understand what cancer is. And they would only understand cancer if they once had someone of cancer. Because there's that saying in Luganda, atafiirwangako tamanya bulumi bwaki bwakufiirwa. So let's look at challenges you faced with your friends. Let's start with friends. That casac of the ones you wanted to go. Let's go for pizza. This time was pizza still there? Or byagwawo ne bivaawo?
To be honest, right now, I have different friends. Besides the campus friends, like my classmates, course mates, those ones I had at IU, I have here at IU. The ones outside IU, most of them I don't have.
Most of them went.
Most of them walked away. Very few remained.
Did they walk away because Destiny had cancer, or they walked away because Destiny kept on telling them, I'm in Gulu, I'm in here?
No, actually, they walked away because I opened up to them thinking they were my friends. I told them, I have been told I have cancer, and I don't know if I can fight alone. And then others realized when I tried killing myself and I was in hospital and all that.
He's saying, sikwatagana na yetta.
They had no.
They
They had stigma. They used to think that somebody with cancer womkwatako or nawe or cancer spreads, or something
true.
like that. Because they were like, cancer and AIDS, there is no difference. The way you'd see somebody with AIDS, bamugamba auntie,
When you do this,
we can't
can-
share a cup with you, I can't hug you, I can't touch you because you have AIDS. So that was what was with me when I got cancer. Most of them told me they can't hang out with a walking dead body. And even after I got better, I still got the stigma. I still had to handle some things. Because even when you're getting into a relationship, there are things you can't hide.
password is, I once had cancer.
So I had hid it from that person. But then I started getting sick again, and they wanted to do the cancer tests again. And he started asking, Lwaki obeera mu ddwaliro buli kaseera? Ezo test ki ze bakukolako ezitagwa? And yeah, I had to tell him I once had cancer. But they are trying to do the test to see if it's back. But they are sure I cured. Nangamba, I'm not investing my feelings in somebody who is going to die. So from that day,
First, repeat that word. I'm not doing what?
I am not going to invest my feelings in somebody who is going to die. Nemugamba, but I cured. It's just tests because I am falling sick. But cancer, come out. I'm not ready. That time I cried. I refused to come back to school. Most of the time I was home. She was thinking I'm getting stigma at school till I opened up. I was like, no. My boyfriend left me because he found that I once had cancer. Nangamba, oyo si abadde owo.
True.
At first I refused to believe it because I had opened up to this person. I had decided, this one I will be what they want me to be. But after that, I had said, now let me stick with the friends I have. Because even I opened up to my friends and my classmates, and I am very shocked that they were so supportive and they stood by my side. They didn't give me the stigma I expected, like the way I got from him, because it's him that I expected to
be there
stand
for
by
you.
my side, and then them to give me the stigma. But he's the one who walked away, and for them they stayed. That is why when I call sisters, definitely my classmates are there, because those people have been there for me, and they know what it's like. Because even there's a time they surprised me with a necklace that has my name, and I never take it off my neck, because that's one thing that shows me I am loved. So with friends, very many left. Even the one I called my sister, she walked away.
Your real sister.
No, she was a best friend, like from primary, but for cancer, she wasn't ready to stand by my side.
So at least someone out there, that time, that small time, at least once in a year, go for cancer screening, at least to get to know at least ebere mu stage esookebwako nga it can be managed. For HIV, at least wabisanga nti oyina, you lose nothing okumira eddagala in that right time. You can, I can, we can. When we do it together, I believe we can.
Like the sea.